Israel had generals, captains, lieutenants, and the way it was set up in the courtyards and the tents and everything, and the Levites were carrying out their business, the people that carried the Ark of the Covenant, they was really powerful men who were securing that.
It's a message from my heavenly
Very
Father,
powerful
letting
man,
us know
because
who
he
we
couldn't
are.
let no one near, because first of all, you would die.
Gave the crown of
If you
dominion
touch
and authority, and
they
the
wanted
words down
change,
to the
right?
serpent.
Jesus didn't have, Buddha
when
didn't
he
have,
ate from the
the
tree
Jews
that
didn't
the
have.
meaning of
Allah
the ground was closed and sacred, trying to eat the soul over the ground.
But Yahweh can help me.
I can thank you some monetary recognized.
Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Welcome to the Yahweh and Yahshua Speak television show. We're broadcasting from Yahweh and Yahshua's temple at 725.5 Howard Street in Evanston, Illinois. And we are in part 2 of a lesson that we started on the Shabbat Layil, entitled, If Any Man Will Do His Will, He Shall Know of the Doctrine. If any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine. Let's go to, in the New Testament, to John, the 7th chapter. We want to start out at the foundation scripture that Yahweh gave us. So we can only do Yahweh's will by learning his doctrine.
Yes.
Learning it and knowing it. All right, John, in the New Testament, the 7th chapter.
Come on.
John 7. And this is Yahshua, the son of Yahweh, speaking and teaching. If any Adam or man will do his will, he shall yada or know of the doctrine, whether it be of Elohim or whether I amar or speak of myself. So that's how we understand, by coming to know the doctrine and learning the doctrine, whether men are speaking of themselves or whether they're doing Yahweh's will. And Yahweh showed us last night that we're ready to do his will when we obey what he has commanded us.
That's the only way.
And we saw that in 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. We're not going to go there. And it says that we have to have a readiness to revenge all disobedience.
That's right.
And he's talking about disobedience in the earth. He said we're ready to revenge, we're ready to do Yahweh's will.
Yes, we are.
When our obedience is fulfilled.
All right.
When we're doing what we know to do.
Hallelujah.
And none of us can know what anybody knows to do until we get to know them.
Okay.
See, sometimes people are looking outwardly and they think that they know you when they really don't.
Okay.
And so we can't make any assumptions. We always have to look to Yahweh. We always have to be led by Yahweh.
Right.
But he said, we're ready to revenge disobedience in the earth.
Right.
And Yahweh showed us that his will is that things be done in earth as it is in Shemayim or heaven. And he said in Psalms the 35th chapter, this is us favoring his righteous cause.
Okay.
Yahweh's righteous cause is that his will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
All right.
And we saw that he calls us out on missions. He has sent us, he sent Yahshua, he has sent us to the earth to accomplish a mission in the earth. And those missions involve us addressing things that are happening in the earth that are not according to what's going on in Shemayim. And Yahweh is going to show us that we will have to fight to do that.
Yeah.
Because we're in a perverse and crooked nation.
That's it.
And so Yahweh shows us that everyone will not see the mission he has sent you on as urgent. They will not see it as relevant. They will not see it as something that needs to be addressed.
Okay.
We're not here to take an opinion poll about what Yahweh sent us on the mission to do. We saw that there was a young Nabi or prophet that made that mistake. And Yahweh told him exactly what to do, where to go. And he told him, don't eat, don't drink, don't even go by the same way that you came, go back another way. He knew exactly what Yahweh said. But then there was an older Nabi or prophet that came to him on his way back and said, oh no, Yahweh told me you're supposed to eat and drink at my house. Well, this was for our admonition and our learning. And again, as Ruach said last night, I won't make a comment about whether the young prophet made it into the kingdom.
Right.
The whole thing was he messed up on the earth by, once Yahweh told him what his mission was, listening to somebody else. We can't assume that somebody else knows what they're talking about.
Come on.
We know Yahweh knows what he's talking about.
The mighty Yah.
We have the easy part. All we have to do is when Yahweh says do it, go ahead and do it.
Come on.
But anyway, this young prophet ended up messing up, and he went and he ate with the older prophet. And then Yahweh told the older prophet to tell him while they were sitting at the table,
Right.
because you didn't obey my voice. He said, now it's going to go ill with you. What happened was, the young prophet saddled up his donkey and went out, and Yahweh had a lion waiting for him.
Praise the
And
mighty
he
Yah.
killed it. And he left him there as a testimony of what happens when we don't listen to what Yahweh has told us to do. See, people can mean well, but the bottom line is Yahweh is the general. Yahshua is the general. He's giving us the instruction. He has sent us on the mission. And it's critical that we continue to listen to him. All right, let's go to the New Testament, to Matthew's. Matthew's, the 20th chapter. So we were looking last night on where they call him the prodigal son, going to Matthew's 20. And he asked his father to give him his inheritance so he could leave. And we see in that example that the son did not argue, the father did not argue the son down. He didn't try to talk him out of taking his inheritance. He didn't run after him. And what happened was the father realized, like we have to realize, it's up to the rest of the people to see the mission that Yahweh has sent us on. If they don't see it, they're not assigned to you.
That's right.
They will see a mission from another temple, which is fine.
Hallelujah.
All right? So, it was the son that said, I will arise and go to my father and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against Shemayim and before thee. All right? We want to make sure we're not like the young prophet that sinned against Yahweh, trying to be concerned about what other people are saying about what Yahweh has told us to do. All right? It's not up for discussion. All right? We're in Matthew's, the 20th chapter. So we say that when people come 2 or 3 weeks and they quit, we can be concerned. We must also turn them over to Yahweh.
That's it. Let go, let Yah.
And return to mission thinking. We're on a mission. We can't get so distracted that we get off of the mission. We must return to mission thinking, even when we're concerned. Why? Because we've turned them over to Yahweh in prayer. We're praying for them.
Hallelujah.
We have to know that they do not come because they do not consider our missions an asset or urgency in their lives. And Yahweh sends us on individual missions.
Yes, he does. Yes, he has. Yes,
but we have to keep the presence of mind to always stay centered on Yahweh's will.
That's it.
On doing the mission.
Yes.
All right. Matthew's 20. And let's start at verse 1, please.
Hallelujah.
Matthew's 20 and verse 1 reads,
For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder which went out early in the morning to hire laborers unto his vineyard.
All right, verse 2.
And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them unto his vineyard.
Verse 3.
And he went out about the 3rd hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace.
Now it says the Malkuth of Shemayim is like unto an Adam that was a householder. He went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. Okay. That's Yahweh sending us on a mission.
Yeah, right. Sending people
out. We can look at Yahshua and see he was sent on a mission. Okay, he's doing the same to us. Now we see that about the 3rd hour, he saw some people standing idle, not on a mission, not doing anything.
Right.
So there's a problem when there are people standing idle and that are not on a mission. Either they don't understand that's what we were sent to the earth for. There's something out of sync. And we're going to find out, because Yahweh said this is how the kingdom of heaven is, right?
Right.
So he's letting us know, hey, favor my righteous cause. I want the kingdom of heaven. I want things in earth to be done exactly like they're done in Shemayim or heaven.
Hallelujah.
All right? People don't stand idle in Shemayim. All right? Verse 4.
And said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way.
He said to go to where the people are working. Go to do what the people on the mission are doing. All right? And Yahweh's going to show us in this series that once you start on what Yahweh tells you to do on your mission, He tells you exactly what your mission is. You find out, and you find out more revelation knowledge about it and everything as you go. But if you sit and you never go, you never find out. You'll never do your mission. You'll be standing idle in the marketplace. And that's what the enemy wants.
Why don't you stuck on stupid?
So this is the man that's a householder, which is identical to Yahweh. He said to these people that were standing around doing nothing, not on a mission, go you into the vineyard, and whatsoever is Yahweh, all right, I will give it to you. And they went into the vineyard. They obeyed. Verse 5.
Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise.
Verse 6.
And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle?
All right, so you see how Yahweh keeps doing the same thing?
Right.
He's showing us down through the centuries, ever since creation, what He's been doing in every generation. He's been calling us to go out on our mission and not stand idle. It said He went out the 6th hour, 9th hour, did the same thing. 11th hour He went out, and He still saw people standing idle. Again, it's talking about the latter days, the 11th and 12th hour. All right, He's wrapping this thing up, but He wants all of us. He sent all of us on a mission.
Hallelujah.
He wants us to be mission-minded. So we go and we find out what that mission is. Not only find it out, but start doing it.
That's it.
All right? And He's the only one, Yahweh showed us last night, that can tell us what our mission is. Yahweh tells us what our mission is. Yahweh sends us on it. Yahweh equips us. Yahweh gives the revelation knowledge of it to us.
Yes, He does.
And you only find out as you go.
That's the only way to do it.
All right, verse 7.
They say unto Him, Because no man hath hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is the right, and that shall ye receive.
All right, so He said, they are unto Him. When He asked the question, why are you standing here doing nothing? Because no one down has hired us. He am unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever ye may, that shall ye receive. So He hired them too. All right, let's go to the Old Testament, to Judges. So Yahweh does not condone a bunch of people standing around not seeking their mission. After we come to Yahweh, we're supposed to become mission-minded and know that He has something for us to do.
Yes, He has something for all of us.
And it doesn't just mean standing up behind the pulpit.
That's right.
Everything, we had read something last Layil, going to Judges the 7th chapter, that every job that you do, that we do for Yahweh, is important.
Yes, it is.
Every single one of them.
Yes,
you don't have
is.
any big I and little you.
Never.
And then Yahweh said, once He sends us out on a mission, may not be the primary mission. We read this article last night. He said, don't move.
That's right.
Whatever position in life Yahweh has for us is important, and He needs us working in it.
Yes, He does.
We read that last night. He needs us working in it.
Yes,
all right?
He does.
We're in Judges the 7th chapter. So Yahweh does not want a bunch of people standing around,
No, He does
not
not.
seeking their missions. He runs His business lean. He keeps people out of our environment. When He wants to bless us, He removes them.
Hallelujah. Yes, He thinks of people.
See, we try to get in our natural mind trying to figure out why different things happen.
Right.
Get out of your natural mind.
Let go, let God.
Yahweh is orchestrating all of this. Just be sure you haven't done something to offend somebody, to push them away.
That's right.
By not listening to Yahweh.
Okay.
Once you understand you've done exactly what Yahweh told you to do, it's all for you. Don't be trying to figure out why people are doing what they do.
Praise
all right?
God.
You get enough to deal with Yahweh and figure out why we do what we do, and He's showing it to us. All right? Judges, the 7th chapter. And now this illustrates that Yahweh doesn't want just a whole mass of people. Matter of fact, it can detract from His glory.
Yes, it can.
Because if we as humans start to think, oh yeah, it's me. Oh yeah, we got all these people. And you even have some people being braggadocious about how they're the biggest this, that, or the other.
Y'all right, tell it like it is so the ants can know.
Because he dealt with the Gentile king Nebuchadnezzar about that. Bragging about is this not this great Babylon that I have built.
Right.
All right.
Judges 7.
Judges 7. Let's start at verse 1, please.
Hallelujah.
Then Jezebel, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early and pitched beside the well of Har, were so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Morah in the valley.
Okay, verse 2.
Now we said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel want themselves against me, saying, mine own hand have saved me.
And that's what we want to do. We got to humble ourselves. We want to say, I'm doing this and that. You better not. It says, Yahweh, Amar unto Gideon, I am that are with thee are too many for me. Because who's doing it? Yahweh doing it. To give the Midianites into Israel's hands. He said, you got too many people.
Right.
It's too much fluff. Yahweh runs lean. Why? Because He's going to get all the glory. And we want to make sure we stand up and give Him the glory. Because we're doing His will. It says, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, against Him, trying to take credit,
trying to get all
saying, mine own hand have saved me. No, it didn't. The only reason we were not at that Las Vegas thing was Yahweh's hand was on us. The only reason our families were not at that Las Vegas thing, over in Peru, where all this other stuff is happening, over in Mexico. Because Yahweh's doing it.
Hallelujah.
All right. He said, there are too many people. Yahweh runs His business lean and mean. Verse 3.
Now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whose other is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of the people 22,000, and there remained 10,000.
All right, so Yahweh started throwing out criteria to help the man of Yahweh to sort out the people. He said, now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of I am Amar, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of I am 22,000, but he still had 10,000. All right, Yahweh said, no, that's still too many. All right, verse 4.
And Yahweh said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whose I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee, and of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go.
All right, so here's Yahweh instructing Gideon on his mission, just like He instructs us. He doesn't tell us from A to Z the whole thing about what our mission is and what we're going to do. He tells us one thing, or maybe two things, and then we have to go do that before He tells us what the third thing is. Now, He said, He amarred to Gideon, I am are yet too many. It was 10,000. He said, no, it's too many. Bring them down into Hamayim, and I will try them for thee. See how Yahweh, He fights our battles. We don't have to fight our battles. We don't have to get in there trying to get all the ducks in a row and all that stuff. We don't have to do any of that.
No.
And He's recording this history, these biographical facts and spiritual facts, so we can understand exactly how to do what Yahweh's called us to do on our mission. Yahweh said, I will try them for you there. And it shall be that of whom I am unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee. And whomsoever I am unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. So he didn't tell Gideon what the criteria was. He may not tell us what the criteria is right then. He'll tell us on a need-to-know basis. As long as Yahweh knows, He'll tell us what we need to know. We don't have to be concerned. We don't have to get uptight.
No, you do not.
All right, verse 5.
So he brought down the people unto the water, and Yahweh said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth him, shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink.
All right, so Yahweh gave him the criteria after Gideon obeyed what He was telling him to do on the mission. It says, so he brought down Hiam into Hamayim, right? He could have been standing up there, okay, I don't know what Yahweh's talking about to bring these people down to the water, and that's what some people do. Don't do that.
Right.
Don't try to figure Yahweh out. Just do what He tells you to do, when He tells you to do it, in the way He tells you to do it. That's all you have to do. We have the easy part.
Hallelujah.
So Gideon brought the people down to the water, and then Yahweh said unto Gideon, every akkad that lappeth of Hamayim with his tongue as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Separate these men. Likewise, every akkad that bowed down upon his knees to drink. Separate these people. All right, verse 6.
And the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water.
All right, so now he's saying, okay, this is a criteria I'm going to use. And Yahweh said the number of them that lapped, putting their hands to their mouth, were 300 men. The rest of Hiam bowed upon their knees to drink Mayim. All right, so Yahweh's going to show us it divided the soldiers from the rest of the people that were willing to go to war. We have to be trained to be soldiers. All right, verse 7.
And Yahweh said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thy hand, and let all the other people go, every man unto his place.
So up to 10,000, there were 300.
I know, right?
And I've heard it said at different temples, the reason that He took the man with the 300, number one, the reason is it was too many. Yahweh wanted to get the glory.
That's it.
And I forget how many thousands were in this Midianite army, but it was a lot more than 300. And I believe it was more than the 10,000. But Yahweh's thing was, He's training these men to be soldiers. And it's been said as an aside, I'm not saying this is why Yahweh did it. Yahweh does what He does because He knows what He's doing. That's why He does what He does.
All the time, no matter what.
He said, by the 300 men that lapped I will save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand. Let all the other Am go, every Adam unto his place. Soldiers, they're bringing up the water to their mouth, but their perception, they're still looking around. All right? They don't have their head down in the water. They have the presence of mind. They're mission-minded. They understand they're on a mission. They're about to fight a war.
Hallelujah.
They can't get their head so buried in the water thinking they're thirsty. Or whatever it is that they've been directed to the water. We can never lose sight of we're soldiers and we're in the army, we're in a battle. And we always have to be mission-minded. We always have to be center of Yahweh's will-minded.
The mighty Yah.
All right? So the 300, he said, I'm going to use them. Verse 8.
So the people took victual in their hand and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent, and retained those thee 100 men, and the host of Midian was beneath them in the valley.
Now you know these men had heart. All right? Because I don't know how many they started out with, but Yahweh thinned them out 2 or 3 times. Now the 300, they're ready to go. They're not looking at, hey, it's only 300 of us.
Right.
Okay,
Praise
no, they're looking at,
Yeah.
Yahweh is directing us. Yahweh has equipped us.
That's right.
If one person has to do 5 jobs, one person does 5 jobs.
Wait, the mighty
That's
God.
mission-minded. Those are soldiers.
Hallelujah.
All right? It said they took their victuals and they had their shofar in their hand. So they're not so concerned about, I got to have, 10 or 20 weapons here because there's only a few of us.
Right.
No, Yahweh already said he's going to fight the battle for us.
It's already done.
And for them, it's already done. All we have to do is stay in position.
Stand.
Like the man said,
Yahweh.
don't move.
Yep, stand.
Whatever position in life Yahweh's put you in, it's important, and he needs us working in
Yes,
it.
he does.
And he needs us living in it and staying and dwelling in it. All right? Let's go to Psalms in the Old Testament, the 7th chapter. So what we hate is a clue to something we are to fight in the earth to bring to Yahweh's perfect will. Psalms in the Old Testament, the 7th chapter. What we hate is a clue to something we are to fight to bring into Yahweh's perfect will. Yahweh has sent us here to address the things that are unlike what's happening in Shemaiah.
All right.
And again, people not going to vote you into a popularity contest when you're on a mission for Yahweh.
Never.
So we might as well get that settled now
That's right.
and be done with it. And that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Psalms, the 11th chapter, 7th chapter, I'm sorry, Psalm 7, and let's read verse 11.
Great.
Psalm 7
Mighty Yah.
and verse 11 reads,
Elohim judged the righteousness, and El is angry with the wicked every day.
It says, Elohim, Shaphat, Hasadik. He's judging us. Whether or not we're on the mission that he tells us to go on.
Yah.
But he's angry with Hara, Habilayel, every Yom. He's angry with the wicked every day. Why? Because they're not doing things according to what's happening in Shemaiah.
That's it.
Let's go to Old Testament Song of Solomon. So are we angry over Yahweh's people not following Yahweh's instructions, or over people not following Yahweh's instructions? People want to throw the Bible away. People want to throw Yahshua away. Are we angry with people over that? Well, Yahweh says there's righteous indignation, just like we saw in Psalms. He's angry with the wicked every day. Song of Solomon, because they think they're on the earth to just kind of fly where they want to fly.
Do what they want to do.
Do what there you go, get up and okay, what I feel like doing today.
Right.
And again, it's just because they're ignorant. But once we come to Yahweh, he gets that out of us. Doesn't mean you can't have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yahweh's mission takes first place.
Yes, it does.
That's the real reason we're here.
That's the
to get it done. Now, Song of Solomon, the 2nd chapter.
Hallelujah.
We want to read one verse. Verse 15. Now, if we're angry over people not following what Yahweh's commanded, Adam and Kawah, the first man and woman, they illustrate this example. All right, Song of Solomon 2, let's read verse 15, please.
Take us the foxes, the little foxes that swirl the vines, for our vines have tender grapes.
All right, so talking about following instructions. The little foxes. Sometimes people think, oh, this is just a little thing.
I know, right?
When I'm sweeping the floor for Yahweh, I do see that other piece of paper, but I'm just going to put that down there.
Right.
When I'm studying, or when I'm studying out Yahweh's word, then Yahweh's showing me another scripture, but I'm tired.
Right.
Taking that. You better mark that. So when you get back up, then Yahweh can show you it.
Hallelujah.
All right. When I'm dusting off the table, it's like, you know what? I don't feel like getting the pledge. I don't feel like getting to really get it off.
Right. Do it
I don't feel like wetting it off
way.
to really. I remember I was working at a job, and this Esau said she hated Yahweh's holy days. And the reason she hated him was because she had to wash all these dishes and cook all this food and have these people over.
Oh, no.
And I felt sorry for her.
I know, right?
That she was just so off, just so
I know, right?
into just the day-to-day, because they, during a certain feast, they say you got to scrub out your oven and you got to remove every crumb and this and this and this. And but she did. She just came out and said she hated because the holy days were coming and how much she hated them. Well, she was not mission-minded.
Nope.
But I am and you are.
Praise
I would never say that. I love Yahweh's
Hallelujah. We love doing His deeds, His works.
And however many times we have to wash the dishes or wipe the tables off or sweep the floor, we're going to do it and we're going to be glad to do it.
That they say,
and thank Yahweh that it's us doing it.
Yes. Glory, glory. Hallelujah.
So take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines. The vines have tender grapes. They had the tree of Kai, or life, right there in the garden.
Right.
As well as that other tree. They could have had the tender grapes.
Okay.
But those little foxes, not following Yahweh's instructions.
That's right. Those little
so
thoughts.
let's go to Old Testament Genesis. So this was a fantastic opportunity for Yahweh to show mercy, right, to the first man and woman.
All right.
But mistakes or sin has consequences.
Yes, it does.
Yahweh's law has consequences.
Yes, it
when
does.
we break the law, then we pull those consequences to us. That's what they did. Some consequences cost us 20 years.
Yeah.
Some are fatal.
Yeah.
This was a fatal consequence.
Yep.
Disobeying what Yahweh said.
Yes, it was.
About that little fox. It might have seemed a little thing.
Right.
But it was a big thing. So Adam would say, even if it's a small thing, one small thing, Yahweh only told him to do one thing.
That right.
He would say, even if it's one small thing, obey Yahweh. Just follow the instructions.
Do it.
That prophet that got eaten by the lion would say, even if it's one small thing, Yahweh told him several things.
Praise the mighty God.
Just follow the instructions.
That's it.
All right, we're in Genesis, the 37th chapter.
Hallelujah.
We want to start at verse 5.
Praise
Genesis
the mighty God.
37. And we want to start at verse 5.
Praise Yahweh.
Genesis 37. And let's read verse 5, please.
And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hacked him yet the more.
All right, it says, and Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his ark, and they snare him yet the more. Well, we see they already hated him.
Right.
See, when people see that there are different things that Yahweh is dealing with you and blessing you, they don't understand what it is.
Right.
But they just don't like you.
I know, right?
Now, here comes Yahshua telling them about this dream that he had.
Okay.
And it said they hated him even more. There's people that dislike you even more when you remain upbeat and like Yahweh is and always smiling. And it's not that things are coming against you, but it's like you know Yahweh is on your side. You know you're on Yahweh's mission. It doesn't matter about all this distraction that's out here. But it said Yahshua dreamed a dream and he told it his ark because he assumed that they should be glad about it for him. We can't assume anything.
Cannot assume.
We're in war, people.
No assume, no presumptions.
And they hated him yet the more. Verse 6.
And he said unto them, I pray you this dream which I have dreamed.
Verse 7.
For behold, we were binding shells in the field, and my shred arose.
Okay, you got to take your time now.
My sheep arose and also stood upright, and behold, your shells stood round about and made obedience to my sheep.
All right, so it says here Joseph is recounting the dream to him. And he said, Shamar, I Palau you this dream which I have dreamed, for behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood tamim or upright. And behold, your sheaf stood round about, and bowed down to mine. That means made obeisance.
Right.
And they said, oh, Yahshua, we so happy. No, they didn't. They said, who do you think you are? How dare you try to say what we're going to be doing? All right, verse 8. Why? Because Yahweh wasn't dealing with them. Yahweh will tell you your mission.
Hallelujah.
This is what Yahshua learned from that, and this is what Yahweh is teaching us from that.
Hallelujah.
Verse 8.
And his brethren said to him, shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they have hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words.
And that's just human nature.
Right.
Apart from Yahweh. People will dislike you because you want to look on the bright side, because Yahweh said it's all right.
Bright side.
Everything's all right. You've been awakened out of darkness into His marvelous light. You've been translated into the kingdom of His dear Son. And that bugs people.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't bug Yahweh's people.
Oh, no. We are happy.
All right, so they hated Him yet the more for His dreams and for His words, because He said, okay, we're going to be in this position.
Okay.
But He's going to be in that position. Well, Yahweh's the one that's putting people in position.
Hallelujah.
All right, verse 9. But again, everybody doesn't realize that. Verse 9.
And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me.
Verse 10.
And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth?
Now, again, his own parents, right? His father rebuked him. Say, oh, wait a minute now. I see you done told the dream about your brothers bowing down here. But me and, Abba and your gonna come to bow down ourselves to Shareth before you. And again, this is a righteous man.
Right.
This is Yaakov.
Right. It wasn't for him.
This is one of the strong patriarchs.
Right.
That Yahweh took and made his name.
Hallelujah.
The Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov.
Right.
All right, so again, he didn't see. Yahshua saw it, but his own father, who's the patriarch, didn't see it, because Yahweh deals with us one-on-one.
Individually.
Verse 11.
And his brethren envied him, for his father observed the same.
Now, he has sense enough to know how Yahweh works. You see the difference between Yahweh's people and people just looking naturally? And his envied him, but the patriarch, his Abba, Yaakov, observed the same.
Okay.
He made a mental note about it. He didn't just throw it out, because he knows Yahweh can do what he wants to do with whoever he wants to do it with. All right, to stay abreast of Yahweh, then we got to keep that mission minded. Yahweh is getting it done.
No matter what.
And whoever is going to stand in the way of getting it done and doesn't believe that it should be done this way or that way, Yahweh is just sidestepping and going. It's not slowing down anything.
No, it's a progression.
All right, we're in Genesis. Let's go to chapter 42. Genesis 42. So concerning following instructions, Yahshua would say, Yahweh can show it in a dream one night, but He will not show it to your whole family.
That's right.
Only you.
It's for you and you only. Got everybody.
And if you're going to waste your time running around trying to convince your family or anybody else, talking about I'm an elder, talking about Yahweh called me, and talking about I'm supposed to be doing this, it's like, brother, sister, please.
I know, right?
Stop wasting your time.
Right.
They'll find out as you go on your way, and Yahweh keep doing it.
Right. Praise the mighty
Genesis
God.
42, we want to read one verse, verse 9.
Hallelujah.
Genesis 42 and verse 9. Read.
And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land ye are come.
All right, so here's Yosef kind of playing with his brothers. Because now he's seeing, oh, this is how this dream is playing out.
Right.
And Yosef remembered the dreams,
Praise
the ones that we
mighty
just
God.
read about, which he dreamed of them, that they would, the 11 would come and bow down.
Right.
They didn't have Benjamin with them, but he
Right.
came back later. And he remarked to them, ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. He knew who they were.
Right.
They didn't know who he was.
Right.
So we won't know the mission from beginning to end.
That's it.
But that doesn't mean we shouldn't start on the mission with what we know to do.
Start and keep it moving
And
forward.
keep doing it. All right? Let's go to the 45th chapter of Genesis. So Yosef would say, it won't happen quickly.
Right.
But your responsibility is to prepare for it.
Prepare and stay in your stand.
Your responsibility is to prepare for it. So we're going to Genesis, the 45th chapter. And I have a little article here. I'm just going to read a few sentences.
Praise.
It talks about a twofold calling.
Okay. Twofold.
One in Yahweh's business and one in the world.
Okay.
You have some people thinking that when Yahweh calls you, everybody's supposed to cram up here behind the pulpit. Yahweh, you may have a job that's not in the temple, or in addition, have a job in the secular world.
Hallelujah. Yahweh's
not telling you to quit that job out there.
No, he's not.
As the brother said, if you don't have enough faith to work that job out there, then you need more faith. A twofold calling. You got one out there where you may have to make a living under the curse, and you have one in here, a mission that Yahweh called you to do. But just because you're out there in the world didn't mean your mission stopped.
All right.
But it also means you have to do things with wisdom.
Yep.
You don't go to this job where somebody else is paying you, and you got your Bible open and you're sitting up teaching people. You're not going to be on that job very long.
All right.
But it doesn't mean that you are unspiritual because you have a job out there in the world.
All right.
And then you're coming to the temple and Yahweh has you on a mission.
Hallelujah.
All right. Matter of fact, my Iysh and I, Yahweh had us open up this temple in 1993.
Praise the mighty God.
And even before then, we were going to different temples and doing different things. And we had secular jobs that we were going to.
Tell like it is.
So you can have a twofold calling. Don't feel bad that you're not up here behind the podium. Yahweh still has a calling for you to do.
Yes, he does for all of us.
You can still do it.
Yes.
All right? He's just going to show you how to budget time. So you don't, be wasting time. All right?
Praise him.
A twofold calling. The spirit or the Ruach and business. Learning how to be led by the Ruach or spirit in business and regular life is just as important as if you're a pastor or a ministry leader.
Yes, it is.
Don't despise small beginnings.
Do not.
20 years ago, it was easy for me to despise where I was, saying, I'm just throwing groceries and uploading trucks. So whatever your secular job out there is. What I'm doing is not important, but it was important at the time. Yahweh was giving this person some skills.
He gives you your assignment.
And that secular job, he gives us skills.
Yes,
that
he
is,
does.
if we do it as unto him. He tells us to do it as unto him. He said, I didn't realize it then, but it was through being faithful and doing those small things that Yahweh was able to get me where I needed to go.
Yes.
Don't despise small beginnings.
Never, ever again.
You got to start somewhere.
Yes, we do.
Do what you know to do right now and give it all to Yahweh.
Praise the mighty God.
He will direct you right where you're supposed to go.
Yes, he will. Yes, he has.
He says 5 keys to success. Number 1, honor Yahweh. Number 2, pray.
Yeah.
Number 3, lean on Yahweh for wisdom. Number 4, encourage others.
Hallelujah.
Number 5, be led by the Ruach.
Praise the mighty Yah.
All right, praise Yahweh. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay, let's read Genesis. We're in Genesis 45.
Praise
Let's
God.
start at verse 4, please. Genesis 45. So Yahweh gives us a picture of our mission.
Yes.
For us to interpret the things around us as part of our preparation.
Yes,
Just
it
like
is.
this man bagging
Yes,
groceries.
it is.
It's all in line with what he's called you to do.
Wilderness.
And then you can see on that secular job, oh, you know what, I can use this over here to work better for Yahweh.
Praise the mighty Yah.
All right, don't be sitting there,
murmuring
I
and
got 5
complaining.
more hours to go. Oh,
Right?
I'll be glad when lunch comes. No, you're not mission minded.
He said, count it all simcha.
All right, 45, let's read verse 4, please.
Praise
And
Yahweh.
Joseph said unto his brethren, Come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt.
So he's standing up in the position that Yahweh put him in.
Yes.
And now he's telling them the vision again
Praise the mighty Yah.
that they couldn't get
Couldn't
at the beginning.
comprehend it.
So there's a time when people, if they are to see, they will see what your mission is.
If
they're not, again, just their mission is with somebody else.
Right.
All right? And it's all right.
It's all
These are
told.
not our people. These are Yahweh's people.
That right?
Yahweh's directing them.
Hallelujah.
And we want them to be directed
We want
by
the best
Yahweh.
for everybody.
Always, we want them to be directed by
That's
Yahweh.
right. We all are Akkad.
So Yahweh gives us a picture of our mission for us to interpret the things around us as part of our preparation.
It is.
We're always preparing.
It is.
We have never, ever, ever arrived.
No, we have
will not have arrived until we leave here and we're in the kingdom. We got our glorified life. All right? So here's Yahshua breaking it down. Yahshua Amar unto his ark. Come near to me, I will allow you. And they came near, and he Amar, I am Yahshua, your ark, whom you sold into Mizraim. Now he's telling them something he told, I think it was about maybe 20 years ago or 13-some years. I think he was about 30 now. And it says that he was maybe about, in his teens somewhere.
Right.
Okay? Now he's saying again what he said years ago. Verse 5.
Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, that ye sold me hither, for Elohim did send me before you to preserve life.
Now he's saying this is what this was about. This was the mission that Yahweh was sending me on. And he said, and I'm not here to tell these Egyptians, okay, put them to death. No, it's not about that. I'm not here to gloat and say, see, I was right.
Right.
All that is fleshly stuff that we grow out of.
Right. He said,
all right. He said, now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourselves. He's saying, don't let the devil beat you up over that. We've all been there.
Right.
Where the devil tries to make you say, well, you know what, I should have said this or I should have done that. That's only the devil.
Right.
You can't go back in the past to change anything.
Right.
So don't even entertain that. What I would have, should have.
Let it go. Let
That's nothing but the devil.
Let go. Let
That was preparation for what you're going to do now in the future. Should you encounter that situation or something like it, you say, oh, okay, now I'm prepared for that. Don't let the devil tell you what you should have said or should have done. You can't undo the past.
No, we cannot.
That's how you know it's from the devil.
Hallelujah.
He's saying, don't be angry with yourself that you sold me down to Mizraim, for Elohim did send me before you to preserve Kai. This was Yahweh doing this.
That's right.
All right? So let's go to the New Testament, to 1 Corinthians. So now Yahshua would say, become embittered after someone does you dirty.
That's right.
Never talk like a victim. And always know who your boss is.
Hallelujah.
Our boss is Yahweh.
That's it.
He informs us that there are inappropriate, sinful things being done in the earth, that he has sent us on missions to fight, to address, and correct. That's what we're here for. 1 Corinthians 15. New Testament, 1 Corinthians 15.
Praise the mighty Yah. We're here to preserve the Ephesus.
There you go. And then bring Yahweh's will down from Shemayim into the earth.
That's it.
And again, as the Ruach said earlier, You're going to have to fight to do it.
Yeah.
That's why Yahweh made you a soldier.
That's right, we are warriors.
1 Corinthians 15, let's read verse 25.
Hallelujah.
1 Corinthians 15 and verse 25 reads,
For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet.
All right, now it's talking about Yahshua reign, and he's reigning now.
Yes, he is.
He's got the keys of the lake of fire and of Mavet. But it says he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet. How are his enemies being put under his feet? He's got an army here in the earth that he's sending out on missions.
Praise the mighty
to put enemies under his feet. And he's telling them exactly what their mission is.
Yes.
All right? Let's go in the New Testament to Romans. So we that are on missions and about Yahweh's work, we are busy carrying out the missions he's sending us on.
What a marvelous work.
The earth is not and will not operate in Yahweh's perfect will without a fight from us who are sent on the mission.
Hallelujah.
They're not just going to roll over and lay dead.
No.
You're going to have to stand up and fight.
Stand for dust.
But again, you understand Yahweh is fighting for you.
That's right, we just standing.
He just says stand up.
Standing when you can't do it anymore, just stand.
Romans 3 and let's read verse 23.
Hallelujah.
And verse 23.
For all have sinned and come short of the glory of Elohim.
All right, so we're all in the same boat.
That's
Except
right.
now Yahweh is bringing us around to where he sent us on a mission because we realize, okay, I messed up.
Right.
Let me correct this. Let me get this right. Let me see what Yahweh put me on the earth for.
Hallelujah.
And let me be about doing it.
Be
All right, let's go to the Old Testament, to Jeremiah. The Old Testament to Jeremiah. So the earth operating inappropriately and sinfully takes the form of paganisms inserted into the scripture. We're going to Jeremiah 10. Some are clear-cut, and others, Yahweh's going to show us, are shrouded.
Okay.
They're covered up.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 10, it's behind Isaiah.
Covered up for those who don't know Yah.
The earth operating inappropriately and sinfully takes the form of paganism.
Yes, it has.
To the scriptures.
Yes, it is.
Now, just looking the other day, the pagan holiday Halloween hasn't come yet, but they already got up about the balsam Christmas tree and how you can buy that. So this is what, October 7th?
Yeah.
We're already talking about, you know, the clear-cut one that once we come to Yahweh, we find out is pagan.
Right.
All right, Jeremiah 10, and we want to start at verse 1. Jeremiah 10, verse 1.
Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
2.
Thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the brethren.
Okay.
And he not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
All right, so Yahweh's saying, I'm talking to you, Bayit of Israel. I'm talking to you, my people.
All right.
He may or may not be talking to natural Israel, because they'll throw them lights up. They'll have trees outside, inside.
Spiritual
All right, they'll
Israel.
wear sweaters with trees on them. He's talking to us. He said, hear my word, the word of Yahweh. Again, the title of the lesson is, if any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine.
Yes, you will.
Yahweh has a doctrine. We're learning Yahweh's doctrine so we can do his will. He won't send us on a mission in ignorance.
Right.
We got to know what his will is.
Hallelujah.
He said, don't learn the way of the heathen.
Okay.
There's some heathen ways out there. Verse 3.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Yeah.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Verse 4.
They decked it with silver and with gold. They fastened it with nails and with hammers, that it more not.
Move not. So there are those of us that have been studying the Bible, and we call this chapter about the Yirmiyah 10s or the Jeremiah 10s, some about the Christmas tree.
Right.
And it's describing these heathen customs.
Tell it like
It
it
said,
is.
don't learn.
Don't.
So those are pretty clear cut. That's a paganism that was inserted in here.
Okay.
And Yahweh inserted it in here, not so somebody can go over here and say, see, Yahweh said, you know, you can have a Christian. No, he didn't. He said, don't do it. But now, that's clear. There are some that are shrouded in mystery.
Okay.
Go to Psalms, the Old Testament, Psalms 35. They're shrouded in mystery, and they have become even more mysterious because they have been adopted as Yahweh's righteous doctrines.
Lies.
35.
Tell it like it is, Ron, so they can know.
Yahweh shows us how to separate truth from error.
Yes, he does. The discernment.
And again, don't jump down our throats because we're uncovering truth from error.
Hallelujah. We only know that how it's real.
You see something that you know could be error or could be truth. Let's sit down privately and discuss it.
Let's reason amongst each other.
All right, Psalms 35. So these are shrouded in mystery and have become more mysterious because they've been adopted as righteous
Tell like
doctrines.
it is, Ron, so they can know.
And verse 7.
Hallelujah.
Psalms 35 and verse 7 reads, for without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit to trip us up, which without cause they have digged for my nephesh. So they want us to get off track. They want us to not find Yahweh's perfect will. And as the article said, don't move.
Okay.
They want us to get sidetracked and get out of Yahweh's perfect will. And they've hid a net for us in a pit. Now, sometimes the author of pits and pitfalls.
Got right, Ron. Tell like it is.
Let's go to the New Testament, Hebrews, the 4th chapter. So shrouded paganisms are so entrenched into men's minds that Yahweh himself has to open our eyes to
Tell
see
like it
them.
is, Ron. That's it. It's in it.
And show us how to show it to them.
Amen and amen.
Hebrews 4. The one started at verse 11.
Hallelujah.
Hebrews 4.
Let us labor therefore to enter unto that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
So Yahweh calls us laborers. When we're out on our mission, we're laboring.
Yes, we are.
And he said, let us therefore to enter into that rest. What's the rest? The rest of finding Yahweh's doctrine, his perfect will. How the scriptures line up with what Yahweh is revealing to us and what we're actually living and walking out.
Yes.
He said, lest any Adam fall after the same example of unbelief, and he was referring to ancient Israel. Yahweh's telling them one thing and then they're saying something else.
Generals, captains, lieutenants, and, you know, and the way it was set up in the courtyards and the tents and everything, and the Levites were carrying out their business, the people that carried the Ark of the Covenant, they was really powerful men who were securing that. Very powerful men, because they couldn't let no one near, because first of all, you would die. If you touched it, they wanted change. Jesus didn't help, Buddha didn't help, Confucius didn't help, Allah didn't help, trying to eat us all over the ground. So Yahweh can help me. He helped us. He helped me change my whole thing.